What's up, folks? The War of the Saints by Jorge Amado. 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 I gotta tell you, this is my first magical realism book that wasn't based off the Spanish language, right? Jorge Amado is a Brazilian author, and this is a Brazilian book translated from Portuguese. And he refers to a dialect. It's funny that I was just listening to an audiobook that talks about writing in dialect. And I'm like, what the hell does she mean, writing in dialect? And then I understood. Because this was a hard book to read. I've been posting book reviews like one every day or two, maybe every 3 days. I don't know when the last one I posted, because this book, not only is it thick as hell, it's hard to read, and I have had to go back and reread chapters. And so, because of the language, now all the other books I've read that were took place in Latin America, Spanish-speaking Latin America, Hispanic Latin America. Oh, I just used that word properly. I didn't have an issue. I can say that I speak Spanish, more or less. So anything I didn't understand, I could, understand completely. I could piece together whatever. This was tough. Then I pushed through it last night and find like a 5-page glossary. At the end. So I have a glossary at the end of my book, and now I feel like I fucked up by not telling people that there's a glossary in the back. I mean, it was hard to follow. Because these aren't even, I don't think a lot of these aren't Portuguese words. These are candomblé, which is like an African, a Brazilian, I'm going to look it up. Afro-Brazilian religious ceremony, partly of Yoruban origin, Yoruban origin. It is most widely practiced in the city of Bahia. Other than that, let's get this other thing out of the way. Let's get this out of the way real quick. You see this? 17 pages. Let me show you something. Page 182. The next page, 151, son. What happened? I was all like, what's Senora gonna do, man? What's she gonna... Gone. 17 pages. And it's retelling. I'm reading it and like, this looks familiar. And then I look at the page number and it's completely off. So I can't blame the author for the publisher's fuck up here, but that's 17 pages that were necessary, because when I continued reading, I lost something in here. I didn't quite catch something that had happened. So I don't know. I can't give away this book or resell it. I think it's Firestarter. I seriously think that it's Firestarter. Because I can't. Maybe there's a Bookman's in Flagstaff. Maybe I'll go to Bookman's and say, hey, I bought this at Bookman's in Tucson, and I want my 17 pages. Okay. That's all negative, right? The good stuff, it is a good story. I did finish it, all right? I have the 50-page rule. If a book sucks ass, and I can't finish it, if it doesn't capture my interest within 50 pages, I toss it. So I don't want to talk negative, but let's just say I didn't finish 50 Shades of Grey. I just couldn't finish it. All right. This I wanted to finish because it's a good story, and I loved it. And it has everything you want in magical realism. There's love and passion and sex, and in this case there's dancing and music. Like he talks about, like he makes me want to go to Brazil and go to Carnival just to see all these girls dancing. Like that's, I don't know. There is some beauty in this, and there's some sexiness and erotica, and it's the first time I've heard anybody use so many dirty words in a book like this. But I did enjoy it. It was just did not go as smoothly as some of the other magical realism or other books in general that I've read. But The War of the Saints gets 3 out of 5 tamales. I haven't given anything that low since The Shack, but 3 out of 5 tamales. Oh, one more thing. The reason I read this, of course, there's a lot of Latino authors in the same section. The name starts with A. Amada, Allende, and there's another one. There's someone else. I'm like, oh, Jorge Amado. The reason I picked this book up is my proofreader and editor said that she thought that when she read the first chapter of my book, she said I reminded her of this guy, and I could tell why, because his description of how the women are pretty similar. I could see. Anyways, that's it for now. If I'd known there's a glossary, maybe I wouldn't have such a hard time. But it's still hard to follow with, I don't know. I still recommend it. Love, food, passion, romance. It has all the things that you like about magical realism. It's not on top of the list, but I still recommend it. And that's it. Thank you.